welcome to Healthy Eating. It's Chef Eileen and Active Plus. This week we're going to continue our conversation about the things that we put into our body, right? Last week I told you that it matters. Everything you put into your body matters. Your body needs nutrients in order to thrive. So today let's talk about whole grains and why we encourage you to have whole grains. We actually encourage you to have 50% of the grains that you eat be whole grains. Now, what is a whole grain? It's typically made of wheat. It's not been processed at all, so it hasn't been broken down. So it has all of its nutrients in it, right? Whole grains are really high in nutrients. Wonderful amounts of fiber, vitamin B. It's got a ton of minerals in it, right? And I've told you, fiber is awesome. It helps keep you full. It helps aid in digestion. It helps fight cholesterol and heart disease. Right? So this is why we encourage you to have whole grains. So how do you incorporate whole grains into your diet? I bet most of you already do. So I went into my pantry to see what I had, and I'm thinking that you probably have a lot of these items as well. So let's start with breakfast items. This here are oatmeal squares, Cheerios, and then I have quick cooking oats, and these are regular oats, right? So both oatmeals that you can make in the breakfast, these take a lot longer. This is the actual whole grain. This one has been processed. And what I can tell you about, to just give you an example of something that's processed versus something that's not processed, the regular oatmeal, right, the one that has not been processed here, it actually has 16 grams of protein in it. Right? And protein, again, is one of those things that keeps you full. And 16 grams of protein and 10 grams of fiber versus the one that's been processed, and that one has 6 grams of protein in it and 4 grams of fiber. So, you know, it's fine to have it. I actually have it in my pantry, and sometimes I don't have time to cook the oats that take about 15 minutes. So we go for the quick cooking ones. However, if you're going for maximum nutrition, then we're going to go for the other oats. Okay, so that's breakfast. That's one way to incorporate whole grains into your breakfast. And there's also whole wheat toast, let's see, English muffins. So there are lots of ways to do that. Now, for lunch and dinner, other options for whole grains, I've got this is farro, which is actually just kernels of wheat, some brown rice, some barley, and then quinoa, which everyone calls a super grain, right? And so again, these guys, all whole grains, all really good for you. They'll help keep you full. And like farro here has a really huge amount of protein. I believe it's 10 grams of protein per serving in farro, and then 5 grams of fiber. So for all of our vegetarians, that is actually a really great option for substituting animal protein. So farro, really high in protein, really high in fiber, will keep you full longer, right? So whole grains are awesome for many reasons. I think they taste great. It adds variety to your diet, and it keeps you full. One other whole grain is pasta, right? Pasta is a huge part of the American diet. So I've got some pre-cooked shells here. Those are whole grain. And then just to show you a little bit of a difference, this is some regular white pasta like spaghetti, not whole grain, it's semolina wheat. And then this one is wheat. So I don't know if you can tell from the video, but this one's a little darker in it. Right? And so what's happening when they're processing our grains and when they're no longer whole grains is they're actually taking, say, from a grain of rice, they're taking the germ off. And the germ is actually where all the nutrients are. So once they start to break it down, you start to lose the stuff that your body needs. And we don't want to do that. We want to keep all of that. So I'm going to teach you how to make a quick recipe. It's a pasta primavera recipe. So it's a pasta dish, and I've got some pre-cooked pasta here with loads of vegetables in it. And some people think it originated in Italy, and it's actually originated here in the US. It was created here. Why I love it is it's easy, and it's an awesome way to get lots of vegetables in, and it's really beautiful. It has a ton of different colors, right? So I'm going to turn my pan on and tell you a little bit about pasta primavera. Like I said, lots of vegetables in it. Over here I have some shallot that I cut up. It's usually red onion, but I had to see what was in the pantry, right? So I had some shallots. I have some grape tomatoes that are sliced up, some red pepper, broccoli florets, of course, loads of garlic. I've got some basil that I pulled from our arrow garden, and I've got some chives and some parsley that I also pulled from the garden. The chives and the parsley all came from the garden as well. Now, pasta primavera is often finished with a squeeze of lemon juice and some Parmesan cheese. And I didn't have any Parmesan, but I did have some goat cheese, which I'll put in, and it'll make a nice little sauce for us. What's so great about this recipe is it's really versatile, really easy. You can pretty much put any vegetables you want in it. Often zucchini goes in it, some carrots, all really work with this recipe, okay? And also any kind of cheese, right? Parmesan is good, goat works. Okay, so our pan is hot, and we're gonna start with some olive oil. Get some in there, and I'll post the recipe. I'm gonna turn this up. We'll get our pan in there, and the first thing we want to do is cook our vegetables. Our pasta's already cooked. By the way, when you cook your pasta, reserve some of the water that you cook the pasta in, because that'll help us create a sauce at the end. So I just, a couple of ounces saved. Okay. So we're going to heat our olive oil, make sure it's nice and hot. And then we're going to throw in our vegetables. So our shallot, our broccoli, our peppers. I'll do the tomato a couple minutes after I get those firmer vegetables in there. We're going to want to get them nice and tender and get all that sweet flavor to come out of them. And then we're going to finish it with the garlic and the herbs and the goat cheese. Okay, it's going to be really good. Okay, so hot olive oil. Should be good. I heard a little sizzle, but I want to get a little more sizzle on that, just because this will help it cook a little faster. So while we wait for that to heat up, I'm going to make a point of something that I haven't talked to you about before is staying hydrated. And I'm super thirsty right now. But when we're sitting at home, when we're moving around a lot, it's easy to feel, oh my gosh, I'm thirsty, I need to have some water. When you're sitting at home, you're reading, you're not as active, you don't realize that you're thirsty and your body's craving water, right? So you want to have a bottle of water, a glass of water out as a visual reminder. Other things that you can drink that are great for you, this is some seltzer water. I happen to be a really big fan of seltzer water. And then different kinds of teas, preferably unsweetened, but you can have some sweet tea sometimes. And then this is healthy kombucha. So that is a bubbly probiotic tea, and this is pomegranate tea. That's another thing you can drink, right? All really good for you. Okay, so don't forget to stay hydrated. I hear our pan sizzling. Let's get our vegetables in. Oops, I lost a few tomatoes. That's okay. Okay. I'm only making enough for me, just one serving today. So usually you would cut up a lot more vegetables, you have a lot more pasta. So we're going to toss that around. While it's in there, we're going to hit it with a little salt and a little pepper. This is a great dish that can take some other dry herbs. Some oregano is really good on it. Some thyme works. Sometimes there's like the Italian seasoning mix. That'll work on it as well. So you want to give it as much flavor as possible, even though your vegetables are going to give it a ton of sweet, delicious flavor. Alright. So those are starting to cook down. I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of my tomato. The tomato's going to add some juiciness. It'll cook down a little. It'll release some of its liquid. It's going to be really delicious. It's going to be part of our sauce. Okay. While that cooks down, our herbs are basil. Might be hard to see this. Our basil. These are our chives. And here is some parsley. And I'm just going to chop them down all together. Okay, those are looking really great. You can smell the spring vegetables. I just want the broccoli to get a little more tender. You can even, I cut them down pretty small, but you can even go a little smaller, which will aid with the cooking. I'm just going to give it another minute. So once our vegetables are all tender, we're going to throw our pasta in and our garlic. If it seems too dry, definitely add some olive oil. Alright, this looks good enough. So I'm going to go in with the garlic. And that's about 1 1/2 cloves. Like I said, I'm a big fan of garlic. So 1 1/2 cloves of garlic is in there. Then you can smell how fragrant that is. And then I'm going to throw in our whole grain shells. So that's really about 1 1/2 servings. If you're just having a small meal, maybe a salad with it, then you can really feed this for 2 people. Okay, so I'm going to toss that together. Good. Look at all those beautiful colors. Check that out. Look at that. It's great. Okay, we toss that together. Let those flavors combine. And then I'm going to add in, I've got about 2 teaspoons of goat cheese. That's going to help us create a really great sauce. So again, I'm going to mix that in. And here's the water that I said I reserved from our pasta. I'm going to throw that in as well. That's going to help create a little bit of a sauce. Again, the only fat that we added to this is whatever's in the goat cheese and a little bit in the olive oil. I wish you guys could smell how good this smells. Alright, I'm going to finish it with our herbs. I'm going to hit it with a little bit of lemon juice, like that. A little more pepper. That looks so good. So, last one. I'm going to give it a taste to check our salt content. That's actually plenty salty. Grab my bowl and show you what this looks like. Okay, so there you have it, a delicious bowl of whole grain pasta primavera. You've got some broccoli, some tomatoes, peppers, shallot, loads of garlic, a little bit of goat cheese, lots of flavor, and it's super healthy for you. So that's one way that you can easily incorporate your vegetables, right, which we talked about last week, and your whole grains, which we want to remind you to continue to have this week, even while you're at home and we're not able to go out as much or go out at all in some places. We want to continue to be mindful and make good choices, right? So stay hydrated, stay healthy, stay active. The Active Plus team will continue to come to you each week with some great workouts and some great ideas on how to stay healthy. For Active Plus, this is Chef Eileen, and I will see you next time.